Hello, and welcome to Boardman Schools Television Network. I'm Mitchell Dunham. We bring you to another edition of Boardman Township Today with our show's host, Mr. Bill Light, the Boardman Township Fiscal Officer, and today's guest, Police Chief Jack Nichols. Our program will highlight the dedication and successful career of Chief Nichols as he looks toward his upcoming retirement. Thanks for joining us today, Mr. Light and Chief Nichols. Let's start with you, Chief Nichols. How many people were on the force whenever you started?
I believe when I got hired in 1978, I was the 32nd officer hired on the police department.
Okay. How many of the officers were women?
At that time, we had one. Her name was Mary Lou Mueller. She was eventually promoted to sergeant, and I would say that she's probably one of the finest police officers I ever knew in my whole 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many men and women are on the force now?
Right now we have 63, including myself.
How many of them are women?
We have 2 ladies on the police department right now.
All right. How many dogs are on the police force?
Right now we have 2. We at one point had 3 canines, but the canine program is an excellent program, and I would never want to be without it, but it is rather costly in terms of manpower and expense with the animals, so we're down to 2 right now.
All right. And was Boardman the first township with dogs?
We were the first in this area to have a canine program, yes.
All right, very interesting. Can you share some of your more interesting stories from your career?
Oh, we could be here for a long time. My very first day at work, which was January 3rd, 1978. I didn't even have a uniform yet, had not had any police training, but they put me in a police car with Officer Rick Bloomstrom, who's now retired. And it was in the afternoon shift, and it was a driving, blinding snowstorm where the slush was piling up on the roads, and as cars would travel down the roads, the slush would splash. And we were over in the area of South Avenue near the fire station, and we were heading south on South Avenue. And through all the snow and all the blizzard and all the slush coming towards us in the other lane was a guy driving a Harley motorcycle. And he was all over the road. The back end of the motorcycle was going from one lane to the other. He obviously was impaired in some because it was snowing so hard that he had to be drenched wet. And so Officer Bloomstrom, I was in the passenger seat, we turned around and he turned on the red lights to try to stop the motorcycle. And the guy took off, and we ended up in a pursuit, a chase, that went eastbound on Matthews Road. And when we got down there to where the pony track is at Youngstown Pullen Road, the motorcycle was able to stop or slow down, and Officer Bloomstrom wasn't able to stop or slow down the police car, so we crashed into the back of the motorcycle and launched the driver up.
Oh my God.
I lost sight of him. He flew up in the air and ended up coming down, and when he landed, he took off running, and we ended up having to chase him down after that. So that was my first 15 minutes as a police officer in Boardman.
Did you catch him?
We did eventually catch him, yes.
You're obviously too young to retire, but what are your future plans?
I'll continue to work and do something. My daughter teaches here at the Boardman schools, and she just had triplets, and I'd like the opportunity to help her out with the kids a little bit. She has an older daughter who's 5, and then the 3 triplets who are a year and a half. So I wouldn't mind, helping out with some babysitting there, and I'll get another part-time job doing something, probably not related to law enforcement, but doing something else.
That's very exciting. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Oh, well, it really, as I look back, over the 40 years I've been here, it's really, what comes to mind mostly is the people, that I've worked with, that kind of like the township family. And it's, we've been through some really great times, we've been through some really difficult times. It seems to me like the last 5-6 years that Mr. Light and the current board has been in office, we've really made some great progress in Boardman. I've never seen a group of people work together as well as this board does. You know, the police department, you know, we have about an $8 million budget, and I never thought that I would be responsible for something like that. Mr. Light kind of has schooled me on how to deal with big numbers and budgets and try to keep things under control. And that's just kind of the way it is. Everybody pitches in and helps. And Mr. Costello, Mr. Calhoun, and Mr. Moliterno are great bosses. They're great people to work for. Then on the other side of it, you know, I have the people at the police department who I work with every day. And they do a great job. You know, they're just largely a dedicated bunch of people that come to work and they put their nose to the grindstone, and they do good professional law enforcement work. So, I mean, I've been, you know, really blessed in a lot of ways. I mean, I have great bosses. I have great people that work with me at the police department. I got great grandchildren, nice family. So everything's going well, and I'm very blessed.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is there anything
Well,
you
those
would
are
like
the
to
words
add?
of a modest man. Let me tell you. Here in the Mahoning Valley, we are fortunate to have people like the chief, the police chief over in Austintown, the sheriff. We have gotten together and pioneered in the state of Ohio a joint venture. It's a new 911 system that most of the 911 centers in the outlying districts are slowly coming to us to do the dispatching. And the investment there was just shy of $2 million. And it was pioneered by Jack and the chief over in Austintown. And we've put this together, and now it's a model for the state. Generally, you don't get cooperation from the small communities. We were fortunate in having the two people that recognized that these new requirements in 911 equipment were so expensive that not one individual community could afford it. So this joint venture was put together, and it's moved along. And how many people do we have, or how many 911s, or who are we servicing? I guess that's the best question.
Within a few months, we'll have 9 of the surrounding communities, including the sheriff's department, will be all combined into one 911 system.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's...
And that's, you know, and it wouldn't happen without Jack's efforts. You know, and we can go back through, and I will tell you that when you're dealing with unions that have 60 people in it and 3 different bargaining factions inside of that, you can tend to have a lot of difficult problems. In the last, since Jack's been chief, we've not had those problems. And it's not because he gives everything away. He's a pretty tough negotiator. And I think we have fair contracts. I think our men understand that duty first, and we'll take care of them the best we can. Our automobile fleet is approaching 70.
We have 47 in the police department, and then probably the rest of the township balances out to about that number.
Yeah, and we have 3 or 4 Hummers that Jack has twisted arms to get, and some of the other things that you know we don't see. You know, our officers have an opportunity for training. There's in-house training, and the you know the bullets that they train with. You know, those are expensive, and Jack finds a way to make those things work. And he has proven to me over the years that crime pays. Mm-hmm. You know, when we go in and do a drug bust, we get a 60-inch TV with a multitude of attachments to it, and they're ours. And every year in March, April, or May, we have an auction. And that money comes in and it goes into a police fund, and you can only use that money for police efforts. But that's how we get the things that we get. The government doesn't get it for us, and we can't consciously ask the community to pay for some of these things that we want to do. And so, and that's all Jack's driven. You know, our police department is run by Jack and 2 captains and the lieutenants on the turns. And that's our management system. It's just a tremendous, it's going to be a tremendous loss. And the process to find a replacement for Jack is going to be very difficult. You know, and it's, since he's announced his retirement, you know, it's been, do we go internal? Do we go outside? So we're going to look at everything. We're going to look at every avenue available to us. But I know there's not another Jack. We're going to have to find a way to clone him. So we're going to keep him around for 4 or 5 months just to indoctrinate whoever we select to help us continue the success in the police department that we recognize. I mean, everybody in the management team is responsible for the success, but it comes from Jack. You know, Jack does what he expects them to do, and he's a role model. And it's been a privilege to work with you, Jack. And
Well, thank you.
And you can buy breakfast when we're done.
Okay.
Everything will be fine.
All right.
It sounds like you're leaving behind a pretty big legacy.
Well, it's been an interesting run of 40 years, you know. So it's time to do something else. The organization needs to change, you know. And so it's time to go. And you know, maybe I'll go deliver flowers for Mr. Light's other business, which would be a nice
You're more than
occupation.
welcome. You're more than welcome.
Yeah. So.
But you know, one other thing that I did want to say that it sort of escaped me when our prior police chief left, and that's a very expensive position. Jack came to us and made a proposal on his own salary to reduce his salary, basically, and provide us the leadership that we really needed to make this transition. So, you know, I think everybody in this township owes Jack a little bit of praise, and just to move on. You better not be a stranger. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, I'm really pleased to be able to have Jack here and call him my friend. So,
It's been a pleasure to have you in the studio, too. Thank you for being with us today, Mr. Light and Chief Nichols. It's obvious your retirement will definitely be a loss to our police department, but the township as well. The efficient eternal operation of the Boardman Township Police Department is credited to Chief Nichols. On behalf of the Boardman School Television Network, we wish you the best in your retirement years. Good luck to you, Chief Nichols. Thanks to all the members of the Boardman Police Department for their effort and dedication to keeping Boardman a nice place to call home. Thank you for joining us today. For BSDN, this is Mitchell Dunham. Let's keep striving for excellence.
You may call it in this evening.